Hi, you guys. We have 3 piles here for you. So whichever pile or piles that you are drawn to, that's where you will find your message. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So go ahead and make your selection. This is just what it is that you need to know at this time. Okay, just messages that you need to know. And we are going to start off with pile 1. So let me just go ahead and move these to the side. Okay, so pile 1, you guys, also comes with this little token, which is number 46. And if you can see that, that is a chair. This chair is representing a time out. So there's something that is calling for a time out. Maybe you have been working on some type of creative endeavor, or you have been raking your brain to come up with a new and improved way of doing something. It could be, and we haven't gotten into your cards yet, but it could be that for someone, like maybe you're not putting enough time into every innovative thing that you're working on, and you need to give something time to see if it's actually going to work, if it's going to be beneficial to you. For someone, I don't know what it is that you're working on, but for someone, I'm hearing 6 months. So I don't know if you are, job hopping, if you're idea hopping, if you're business hopping, relationship hopping. I don't know what it is, you guys, but there is something that you're doing or something that you're focusing on or working on, and you're trying to get things to work right now. But I feel like you need to have at least about 6 months of being consistent with whatever this is that you're working on to actually see results. Okay, so that could be for one of you, some of you, or none of you. I don't know. But let's go ahead and let's dive in to your deck. Pile number 1. What does pile number 1 need to know at this time? Yeah, we have Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. So again, especially with this chair that we have where we're talking about a time out, I don't know if someone is getting kind of uncomfortable with not seeing a lot of movement. For someone, you could actually be used to in an environment where there's a lot of action. It feels like, maybe you're used to just being around a lot of chaos. It could actually be that just, you're really good at working in that type of environment or functioning in that type of environment. And you're being given a time to just kind of, relax. And I feel like you're having to relearn, or you're having to learn how to work in a more calm or calming environment. And that could be something that you're struggling with. At the bottom, we have this lost in space, needing direction. And so I really feel like this is going to be trial and error for you, because it's just something that is completely new to what it is that you're normally used to. And at the top, we have this joyful muse, which is about inspiration. I feel like you always get things done, or you always get really good ideas, but this is going to be something that is going to move you from good to great. Okay, so that is why you are being strongly encouraged to, work through something consistently, letting something play out. There doesn't have to always be like, so much change. Constant change is what I feel like. I don't know. What else does pile 1 need to know at this time? Okay, yeah, we have cosmic womb, and this is the divine feminine, which is all about creation. And remember, I talked about, there's something that you could be creating, and I actually got that from your number here, 46. 6 and 4 is 10, and then you break that down further, and it's just 1. And I always got it to creative. And then here we go with this cosmic womb, the divine feminine. Now, at the bottom, look, we have the Feast of Plenty, which is about choices and their consequences. And I really feel like whatever this is that you're wanting or that you're working on or you're trying to get to work, like anything, like whatever it is that you want to do or the way that you want to go about this, it is going to work. Like, just pick one, honestly, because whatever it is, it's just going to take time and consistency and you seeing things through. So if you have an option between A, B, C, or D, which one is going to work the best for you? Well, they're all going to work, because especially when you are taking your time to actually learn whatever that system or, come up with your, with your unique plan of how it's going to work for you. Like anything that you do, whatever you choose is going to work. You just have to be consistent and continue moving forward. I feel like those moments of stagnancy, what could be happening with this vanishing mirror, it says ego sublimation. If you're not getting some type of results as quickly as you think that you should, or as quickly as you think, as you hoped that you would, it could be kind of playing a little bit on your ego, bruising your ego a little bit, and then you kind of get off track and focusing on the wrong thing and thinking that you're on the wrong track or you're doing the wrong thing, and that's not what it is. You could be again, like I feel like you're used to a lot more movement and perhaps, chaos. Someone is used to things just always happening fast, like, lightning speed, things just moving for you, or things, happening for you, and whatever, and you get what you get, right? But I feel like this is just something that, you get results from what you normally do, but just not at the level of really what you could and should receive. But when you're not seeing the results, like I feel like you're thinking really big and you're on the right page with thinking really big, but it's going to take more time than what you're used to. Okay. What else does pile 1 need to know? Messages for pile 1. Okay, we have stars in the sky. So this is limitless possibility. And we have lost compass, getting back to integrity. So limitless possibility and getting back to integrity. I feel like some of you guys, like you're working on something. Most likely this is definitely a creative endeavor, because again, now we have this joyful muse again, which is about inspiration. And I feel like you just have so many options. There are some people that, what do they talk about? The person that just has so many gifts, so many talents, so many options, so many choices, and that seems like it would be a blessing, but sometimes it can actually be a little bit harmful when you can do anything or, everything or, whatever. And so you're kind of like getting off track or getting off course, and you're just really not giving things enough time. I mean, I can't say that enough. At the top of the deck is the Eye of the Needle, which is about intentionality. You need to be very focused on what your actual goal is, and not focus on so much as to the how, because like I said, the how is not really important. Pick one, A, B, C, or D, and just stick to it, and you're going to get the results. Some of you guys need to continuously come back to like your why. Why are you doing this? What do you hope to gain from, whatever this is that you're working on, okay? I feel like whatever this is, like there's just no right or wrong way to do something, but, you just need to make sure that you're doing it, Okay, that you stay focused. Okay. Let's see, what do we need to know? Yeah, we have with this dust devil moving out of stagnation, I feel like in this quiet you are going to receive some type of download, some type of revelation, some type of clarity. You may just not be able to see it now, but if you look right there, I can actually definitely see someone's face. Someone is looking out throughout through all of this dust, all of this cloud of dust, and they are starting to see something is starting to emerge from this moment of stillness or from this moment of quiet. Okay, so there is a revelation that is headed your way. With the Knight of Cups here, the focus is on following the heart. And so this revelation, there's something to do with like, you're going to find out, what it is that you truly want out of life, out of this creation. And that is what you are definitely going to be open to pursuing. You're being asked with this Knight of Wands, still at the bottom of the deck, to take a risk on, something that is really important to you. Perhaps something that you've always loved or something that you have always wanted, and just really stay true to that, especially with this Knight of Pentacles here. Look at all of this Knight energy here, but with this Knight of Pentacles, like, you are going to have gains, you are going to make progress, but it's going to be slow and steady. And it's going to come from your I don't want to say hard work, but through your consistency, and through you continuing to move forward with this Eight of Wands. Now let's see. At the top we have Justice, and this is cause and effect. So really, things are going to move forward if you continue to move forward. Things are going to regress or stay stagnant if you regress or if you stay stagnant. Okay, so there is definitely a correlation between, what you say, what you think, and what you do, with obviously what is going to happen, the results that you receive. Okay, what else? What is this cosmic womb energy? I'm just gonna... Okay, yeah, cosmic womb, we have strength. So this is about your inner strength. Okay, this is like giving me the sense of like how bad I'm here actually hearing the song. It was Tupac, I believe, and it's like, how do you want it? How do you feel? This is like, regardless of what's going on in your environment, regardless of what's going on in the background, like, how bad do you want whatever this creation is? Whether you are creating a business, whether you are creating a certain life or lifestyle, I don't know, whatever this is for you, how bad do you really want it? Let's look at the bottom. Yeah, at the bottom we have the Moon, which is about illusion. I don't know if someone has been looking at like maybe using other people's lives or what they're doing as an example, but just kind of remember that, because I'm getting the sense of someone watching another person, like maybe online, to get inspiration, to get guidance or something like that. But just remember that a lot of the times with this Moon energy, you only see what's on the surface. You only see what people want you to see. And sometimes what is really going on, like, people will paint a fancy little picture, or like you will see an illusion of them being successful, an illusion of them being happy, an illusion of them being creative, but you don't really, like, all you're seeing is like, finished products maybe, but you're not seeing what they're doing behind the scenes, that, some of them are not as successful as what they claim, or for some of them, it's obviously not as easy as what they claim. So just kind of be mindful of that. And I feel like once you release or let go these illusions with this Six of Swords, like, let those go, and you are going to actually move forward at a much more rapid pace. For some of you guys, we have the Four of Pentacles, which is possessiveness. I feel like, there is a sense of people hoarding important information. Like, again, they're showing you something on the surface. They're giving you surface level information, but they are guarding some type of secret about, like what actually leads to their prosperity, their success, their, relation, whatever this is. And I feel like someone is not giving you like a full picture. And so just kind of be mindful of that. Let me see. Yeah. And I also feel like with this Ace of Swords, this is still at the bottom, but the Ace of Swords, this is mental focus. And so I feel like you need to guard your mental focus with your life. Like, don't allow people to distract you, to come in and knock you off course with what you're doing. Like, continue to move forward. I feel like someone is going to try to, come in and give you feedback or advice or weigh in on, something. Like, they're going to try to say, oh, well, what I did was this, but something is like they're withholding something, they're painting an illusion. And so just kind of be mindful of that. And let me get one from the top. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords. Like, whatever this is, you have to be true to yourself. And I feel like someone's might come in and try to get you with this Two of Pentacles to adapt or change your ways or what you're doing to fit in to, maybe what they consider as the norm. And it's not really what you're meant to do. And it's only going to, with the Five of Cups, lead to, some type of a disappointment for you. There's someone who is trying to, I'm hearing my mind's playing tricks on me. Dun, 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 dun. Like, someone is trying to manipulate your mental to kind of get you to doubt or question something, or this is just something that you're doing, to yourself. I mean, I don't know. What else? I'm just going to do it here so the cards don't fly everywhere. What else for pile one? Pile one. What does pile one need to know? Sorry, I'm at a weird angle here. Yeah, we have the Page of Wands, and this flipped in reverse. I keep all of my cards upright, you guys, but there's some level of immaturity. With this limitless possibility, this just makes me, it just really gives me a start and stop type energy. Like, you are creating something, like maybe you plan something, but you're not letting things reach a full level of maturity. Like, this is the energy of like working on something for maybe a month, 2 months tops, and then just like, throwing in the towel or moving on to something else, because there's so many things that you could work on. There are so many things that you could do, but you're not letting something reach its full potential because you're cutting out earlier than what you could or what you should. And with this Two of Swords energy, you're just leaving that project or that relationship or whatever this is, like you're leaving it to just essentially, I'm seeing like a piece of bread sitting on a counter, right? Just old bread sitting on a counter. So you're just leaving it to, stall out, right? Something becomes stale, because you're no longer working on it. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we have the Eight of Wands that came out, and this is about movement, especially forward movement. And so again, this is the sense of like, I don't know, maybe you need to reevaluate something. Reevaluate. Okay, pile one. I got to the end of your message. I pulled your final cards only to realize that I ran out of storage and the camera had stopped. So I'm going to pull from the last deck again for you, because all of that message is gone, and because we're not giving up. I believe that's like what your entire message was about. So yeah, let's do that, and then we're going to move on to pile two. Okay, final messages for pile one. What does pile one need to do? And it was very frustrating, of course. And so that might be relevant for you. Like when you're in these moments of like quiet or stagnation, or you're not seeing results with something that you're working on, it could be really frustrating. And, you know, it's kind of like I'm hearing from Everybody Hates Chris, where the mom says, my man got 2 jobs. I ain't got to work. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have so many skills and you can see so many possibilities for your life, or like things that you could do or ways that you can get there, that you feel like you don't have to commit to one if it's not producing immediate results. But that's not necessarily how life works. Yes, we do see examples of, you know, people that I'm hearing one-hit wonders, but people that kind of, it seems like out of nowhere, they blow up, they're successful, they have the marriage or relationship or whatever of their dreams, but that is far and few. I really feel like there's a lot behind the scenes that we're not privy to. Because, you know, if it's a relationship, those people had a lot of heartache or heartbreak even before that, or they might be having it at this current moment in time, but they're flexing and faking for everyone else. Like everything is perfect when it comes to like, you know, jobs, careers, businesses, same thing. Like you don't see how hard a person works behind the scenes, to get to where they are, to what they're demonstrating to you, or, you know, and sometimes, it's not as, not just as easy as it seems, but also like they're not as successful. It's not as profitable. It's not as fun, you know, as what they lead the public to believe. So, and part of maturing, part of growing up is seeing that, recognizing that, realizing that. Remember, we have that immaturity here with the Page of Wands. At the bottom, we have, I will be patient, I will be focused, and I will be selfless, right? So sometimes we have to just kind of put away our selfish needs for immediate results, immediate pleasure. And continue to move forward and to continue to focus, even when we're not getting immediate results. I feel like there's something that could be much bigger than you, but at the end of the day, it's irrelevant. It is for you, but you could even be taking something away from yourself, like something, and I've talked about this with your pile, something much bigger, something much grander, something much greater, but you have to be focused on whatever this is. Don't give up, be consistent, and be patient. Allow things to come in. Just trust the process. This did come in for you before. Like, you need to trust the process. This came in also. Be accepting, accept the good with the bad. And let me pull from the top. Yeah, and be confident. Just, you know, sometimes, you know, if you are feeling insecure, or you don't feel like you're not so confident that you're going to get the results that you want or that you deserve, that's kind of why, like, you may want to look into it. That could be why you're jumping from project to project, from home to home, from person to person, or, you know, not to say that you're doing all of those things or even any of those things, but there's something that, you know, I feel like you're not allowing it to mature. You're not giving it enough time to grow and to develop into what it actually could and should be for you. And I'm going to, at this end, I'm going to rearrange this, but I need to add in for you, pile one, that when I realized that the camera had gone off, and obviously I was upset, but it was also, I had too much junk, right? Too many junk files on my phone, and I had to delete some apps and put them back on so that all of those junk files could be removed. So again, that is, you know, if you want something to truly develop, you're going to have to get rid of the distractions. You're going to have to get rid of the junk and, you know, all of the extra, and you need to just focus on whatever this is that you are wanting to develop or come in, you know, for yourself. So that is what I have for you, pile one, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clean up, and we're moving on to pile two. Okay, So we're moving on to pile 2. In pile 2, we start off with this little token, which is number 21, and it's a little monito, a little monkey, right? And it represents scattered thinking, scattered thoughts. And with this 21, 2 and 1 is 3. So there's something to do with communication, with speaking up, speaking your mind. So initially it could be that there are some of you guys in this pile that you have a lot going on. There's a lot that you're trying to process for some reason or another. And I don't know if you're trying to think of a way to communicate to someone or someone's that you need help, you need some type of assistance, that you're trying to do too much, like maybe someone is putting too much on your plate, or, you could be doing this to yourself by, accepting roles or accepting tasks from anyone and everyone that will, ask, and they are going to definitely ask, but just know that you don't always have to say yes. I'm hearing, you be saying no, 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 when it's really yes, 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 yes. I feel like some people are like, even when you're telling them possibly that you don't have time, that you're busy, that you don't want to do something, they are manipulating you because they know that deep down you are like a people pleaser. You like to help people, and they know that they can get you to say yes. And for one of you, some of you, or none of you, you need to learn how to actually just stand on business. So that's just like a pre-message for someone, and we're going to see what the cards reveal for you. At the bottom, it says you are not alone. I don't know if there's something going on where, you're in this mentality of like, if you want to get something done, you have to do it yourself. And that turns in you trying to do everything yourself, because maybe you don't trust other people, or, you feel like things need to be done in a specific order, or in a specific manner. Yeah, we have High Priest, and it says intend and create. And so here we go with, like, if you're trying to build something, create something, do something, improve something in your life, focus on something, you have certain goals, like you are not being able, especially with this, these scattered thoughts, or, like you're not able to just really set clear intentions so that you can create or build whatever this is that you are wanting to bring in for yourself. Okay. And I feel like, the same way you feel like, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself, or, like you can't depend on other people to, get certain things done. At the bottom of the deck, we have this White Witch, which says, be the light. There's something to do with like clarity. You also need to understand that when you're overworked, when you're overwhelmed, you also cannot rely on people or expect people to take things off of your plate that you've piled up, or that you've allowed to pile up. Because at the end of the day, they just want to make sure that, either some of their goals are met, or, things are accomplished that they want, or even that, whether maybe it's not a goal, or they don't really care, as long as they don't have to do it. I mean, just kind of be mindful of that type of person, or those types of people in your life, because I feel like they're holding you back, or you're allowing yourself to be held back by that type of, I'm hearing personnel. So for some of you guys, this could actually have something to do with work. This could even have something to do with HR, with me saying the word personnel. You could work in HR, or this could even be like your bosses. I really get, maybe you're the boss and you're not allowing your subordinates to do their work because like they're, what is it called, with the, incompetence, right? Like, not that they're truly incompetent, but they're making it look like they're incompetent by giving you less than stellar work, like they're not putting any time or effort or dedication into what they're doing. And so you're doing something on your own. For some of you guys, this is actually a relationship, and this is your home life of like, your spouse, your significant other is not really being very helpful, at home. And it is basically like they are pretending like they're so helpless or they're so ignorant that, it can only be done by you, or like that's the attitude that that you have. And it's actually leading to some type of scattered thoughts or scattered thinking for you. And whatever the scenario is, just know that is a form of like trauma, like it's creating a very traumatic environment for you. And all of that trauma can definitely, and stress and trauma can lead to scattered thoughts or scattered thinking. And all that to actually say, someone might be thinking about like they're wondering if like maybe they have ADHD. It could, believe it or not, with the amount of stress that I'm feeling, the amount of trauma that I'm feeling, it could actually lead to like there's almost like a reprogramming of your mind. But I feel like before you even get to that point, you actually have the option to put an end to this reprogramming right now, right? By taking things off of your plate and leveling up or improving or increasing your expectations of other people. Okay, you already have very super high expectations when it comes to yourself, but I feel like your expectations when it comes to other people is quite low. And someone or someone's like they actually use this to their advantage. Okay, you might receive some type of clarity about that. We have Traveler, which is about moving in a new direction. For some of you guys, I really feel like either that type of environment, that type of situation, those types of people, the guidance is for you to move away in a new direction. And it's like either they're going to grow with you, like they're going to level up their expectations, level up what it is that they're producing, or they're going to be, I'm hearing ish out of luck, like you need to just walk away and maybe you need to head in a new direction. At the top of the deck, we have the Mirror Guardian, which is about take time to reflect. This is something that it feels like it is meant to be food for thought for you. You're going to have to reassess or reevaluate a situation that you are currently in, because I'm hearing you can do damage. Some type of environment or situation is causing some type of damage. And I'm not a doctor. This is not, and I'm not being literal when I say this, but it's causing some type of brain damage in the sense of like it is reprogramming your brain, like the capacity or the bandwidth of your, like what it is that you can, listen, I can't even think during this reading. It's like, the amount of information that you're able to maintain. I'm seeing SpongeBob. If anyone ever watched SpongeBob, there was one where Squidward wanted him to be a waiter of a fine dining establishment, and they completely transformed the Krusty Krab into like a fine dining experience because Squidward was lying to, like an old classmate, pretending like he owned a restaurant and it was fine dining and, all of this stuff. And he needed Squidward needed SpongeBob to change who he was to fit into that persona. So he told him to everything that he knew or, whatever about restaurants, to throw it out. Like, in SpongeBob, in his brain, we could see in how his brain was working, where everything was like actually very organized, and like in little file cabinets and everything in his brain. And he took everything and he threw it out, right? He needed to reprogram his brain for whatever it was that Squidward was trying to get him to do, or what he was trying to teach him. I don't know. Let's keep going. I don't know if someone is intentionally trying to reprogram you, trying to get you to lower your expectations. I mean, I went on that whole tangent, that whole rant, but it could be that, and the funny part is that SpongeBob, the way that he was naturally, he was already going to be a great server. Like he's already the type of sponge that serves, that wants to make sure that people enjoy their experience, enjoys their food, has a good time. That's who he already was. And what Squidward was trying to do with the reprogramming of him, he thought that it was going to be, better, but it actually ended up in, SpongeBob having a complete meltdown. Like it had the opposite effect, and things just didn't work out as planned. Whereas if he had just kind of given instructions to SpongeBob to say, this is what I want, without telling him to throw out the old version of him, then he actually probably would have gotten away with it. He would have gotten away with it. But look, it actually came out, Mirror Guardian, time to reflect. So there's something that you really need to or you could right now, your thoughts could be very scattered because you are reflecting and thinking about what direction you want to take or what direction you want to go in, or that's the guidance, you need to, change, or you need to pivot, because what you're doing right now, you're not getting the intended results. You're not creating what it is that you intend to create, because something is just not working in your favor. At the bottom, we have broken arrow, and it says embrace the energy of peace. It could be that you're in an environment or you're dealing with people that, it's kind of you are more of a calm and peaceful type person, and someone is trying to bring some type of chaos. I'm hearing misunderstanding. Someone is trying to, change something about you, about your environment, about your life, about your expectations. And it's going to have some type of impact on your level of peace. And then we have arrow. It says surround yourself with protective energy. There's a person, a place, a thing, a situation, an environment that you are being called to protect yourself from. This person, place, thing, situation, or environment. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at this High Priest in reversed. In reverse, what is this? Why did this even come in reverse, this High Priest, where someone is not being intentional or not creating something? Okay, yeah, we have Three of Swords, mental anguish, the scattered thoughts. Okay, so someone, it could be that you're not sure about something. Okay, you're not actually with this Knight of Pentacles, you're not actually getting any type of gains or any type of rewards. This is something that, with the World card, you thought something was going to make you whole. You thought that something was going to improve your life, but it's actually not. It's taking away. Remember, we saw that about, there's a need to protect what's yours or protect your peace, because whatever this, we have the Seven of Wands, which is about protecting what's yours. You're needing to guard something, your energy, your resources, your intellectual property. There's something that you are needing to protect, because it's someone has the intention of coming into where you're intending to create. Someone is coming in to, what do they say? Kill, steal, and destroy. Someone is trying to take something from you. Someone is potentially trying to kill your dreams, or your, put an end to the progress that you're making as it relates to something. Someone is trying to get something to implode from the inside out, right? Someone wants to cause some type of havoc or some type of destruction with something that you're working on, okay? We have the High Priestess, which is intuition. This. You're receiving some type of guidance, some type of download, some type of warnings about what's going on, okay? What else? Jeez. Yeah, look at that. 10 of Cups. We have peace. And this is just what I said. You could be working on creating a family business, working with family, reuniting with family. There's something that you are trying to create, an environment that has to do with, with this 10 of Cups, with family. Someone is trying to, stack something up where the odds are in your favor, or it's going to lead to peace and prosperity for you and generations to come, possibly. but someone doesn't want this, or, someone's just not on the same page as you. Okay, and I'm going to use all of the cards that came out. We're going to go ahead and use them. But for the move in a new direction, we have the Empress. There's something that you have been trying to, maybe you've been nurturing a person or a situation that you thought, again, it was going to improve your life. It was going to help you. It was going to be to your benefit. But it's not. And so you are being guided to move into this new direction and, focus on something else. Yeah, look at that. Ace of Cups, fresh connection. For some of you guys, this is very relationship heavy. Pile 1 was more about I felt like that was more of like someone working on building a business or, building something, more of like with your creativity, something to do with maybe wealth and finances. There's a sense of like wealth and finances or building and creating, but it has to do with family. It has to do with relationships, and you could be trying to build or create a family with someone, or you're trying to nurture a relationship with someone that, you were hoping it was going to provide peace. It was going to provide some type of stability, but it's only leading to, anxiety. This is a nightmare. Okay. It's time to dip out of whatever this is. It's not in your best interest. We have with the Mirror Guardian, where it talks about take time to reflect. We have the Sun, which is about positivity, and then we have the Nine of Swords, which is about anxiety. So here we go again. Look, we're starting out with the mental anguish, and we're ending with the Nine of Swords, anxiety. I feel like, maybe there is some level of like you're trying to remain positive. You're trying to remain, open-minded about this situation or about this person. And it is just like at the end of the day, where you're wanting peace, it's only causing you mental anguish and anxiety. This is not in your best interest. It's actually quite detrimental to your brain, the health of your brain, whatever this is with this person. Someone is definitely trying to get you to change who you are. And look at that. I just grabbed it at the bottom of the deck. We have the Queen of Swords, which is about boundaries. This person is person, situation, something is trying to, they're trying to bulldoze over your boundaries. They're trying to get it to where you have absolutely no boundaries when it comes to them, so that they can get you, like they're trying to say, well, we need to work together, right, with this Three of Pentacles as a team so that we can build and create this. But they are not looking to work as a team. They just want you to give up and do what it is that they want you to do. And you already know this. Here's that High Priestess again. You already know what it is that they're attempting to do. Okay. And I'm hearing something about we're at an impasse, right? This person is not going to change. This person doesn't see what you see. This person doesn't want what you want. And you're at a stalemate. It's not going to grow. It's not going to improve. Nothing good is going to develop out of whatever this is that you're trying to hang on to, that you're trying to hold on to. You will not be able to be fruitful and multiply with this person. Okay. Everything that this person touches, everything that this person touches turns to ish. It turns to shit is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Pile 2. You know who this person is. They're causing you, like, you can't even think straight. Look at that. I will be focused. You can't even think straight with this person around. And that something is wrong because whoever you are typically, right? Typically you are very intentional. You're very clear-minded. You're very goal-oriented and goal-focused. But something is just like, I'm hearing, what's not clicking, Steven? Or, something like that. I don't remember how that goes. At the bottom, it says, I will be respectful, sensitive, and friendly. I feel like when you try to focus on yourself or like the way that you want to do something, this person is anything but. They're not sensitive to you and your needs. They get really rude and snarky, and they're not respectful of your time, of your resources. This is like someone that comes to visit and they never leave. They're not respectful of your resources. They don't care about what you're trying to build, what you're trying to create. And if you have to choose between this person and being alone, it's best for you to just be alone, to be independent, because this person is taking everything from you. And you need to be honest with yourself about what's going on in this situation. What else? What else for pile 2? Yeah, we have I'll be cooperative. I feel like that's what you're trying to do, though. Like, you're trying to be cooperative with this person, but it's not that this person wants you to be cooperative. This person wants you to bow down. This person wants you to, again, like, remember I said this person is trying to overstep boundaries. Yeah. Let's get one more. I can keep talking about it, but I'm just going to go to the next one. And we have be creative. There was that creativity in pile 1. Oh, geez. This is in reverse for some reason. I will be a good listener. I will be responsible, and I will be resilient. There's someone that is trying to get you to change. They're whispering not so sweet nothings in your ear about how you need to listen to them, how you need to, do things the way that they're telling you to do them. But you know that like what they're telling you is not beneficial. It's not going to work out. It's not going to be helpful. And so I don't know if you are, trying to be the nice person and not hurt this person's feelings. But if you are really trying to be intentional about growing something or building something, a certain life, a relationship, whatever, like you have to be open and upfront and honest. Like that's the responsible thing to do. Okay. I don't know if there's like some type of worry or concern about, maybe if this person gets angry and leaves, or, I'm sorry, but I feel like that they need to leave. Like, let's be practical. Let's be real. Let's just be honest. I'm here. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. This person needs to go. They're not in your best interest. Yeah. It says, I will be frugal. I need you to. I feel like you need to pull back your energy and pull back. I don't know if you're giving money to someone, but you definitely need to pull back like all the way to 0. I don't know. This person doesn't deserve something. They don't need something. They don't, like, I don't know. I do not know. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. But I hope that those messages were helpful for you. And we're going to go ahead and move on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3, welcome. So for you have this maple leaf. I hope you can see that, but that is number 71. And the maple leaf represents shedding. Okay, shedding the old. So there could be, and that's interesting because 71 is 8, which is typically about cycles. And I'm getting the sense of like a repeated loop or repeated cycle. So there could be an initial guidance of you letting go or shedding what no longer serves you. You could be currently in some type of cycle that just does not benefit you. And it could have something to do with, 71 is also, or that 8 is also something to do with like your intelligence. I don't know if that is about like you are just too smart to allow something to continue, or you've gathered enough intel, you've gathered enough insight, enough information, you have enough insight so that you can move forward, and it's almost like if you were trying to I don't know, what is that, where you do like little surveys or experiments to see what's going to work versus what isn't, like what's in your best interest versus what isn't, like whatever this is. If you're trying to build a business, whether you're trying to determine if a relationship is in your best interest, if you should move forward, whatever this is, if a job is in your best interest, or if it's something that you want to do, if you are working on if you're in college or something like that, and you're trying to determine like, whether this is the right thing for you, like you've gathered enough intel, you have enough insight. So you at this point should have enough, or all that you need to know that it is time for you to move forward. Okay, or to let go of something so that you can move forward. Okay, so let's see. Oh, geez. I'm knocking everything over, you guys. I hope you can still see. Okay, so I'm keeping those two, the 5 of Scrolls, which is diversity. And then we have the 2 of Forces, which is the Willow. This reminds me of, was that Pocahontas, the wise tree? So there's something to do with wisdom. You getting some type of clarification, some type of clarity. We just said like you've gathered enough intel, you have enough information for something. Let's get one more of these, you guys. Okay. Yeah, we have the sands of time. It could be time for you to make a decision about something because you've received enough. I just said that. You've received enough. You have enough information. You know what your options are. I actually feel like whatever this is, like you may have a couple of options to choose from. This could very well have something to do with relationships with this King of Roses. I don't know if you were dealing with someone or something to do with like a soulmate or something like that. Like you felt like you were with a soulmate. Felt like you were with a twin. You've been gathering intel. You've been gathering information from this Akashic library. You've been reading up on something. Sorry, I got some food stuck. It's not coming off. Anyways, Queen of Forces. I don't know if I'm actually feeling like there's something that like you can make something go in your favor, even the waterfall. I feel like maybe you've been going with the flow when it comes to something, but the guidance is for you to just decide and go like one way or the other with whatever this is. Like make your choice, make your decision, and whatever that is, it's like the steps that you're going to take. The steps that you're going to take, it's going to depend on what you actually decide or what you actually choose from with the knowledge or the information that you've gathered or that you've obtained. Again, most likely about some type of relationship. Doesn't have to, look at that at the top, commitment. One of roses. I'm telling you, if you want to commit to a person, or if you want to commit to a situation, you have this information. Or it could be like, maybe you are wondering or wanting to see if someone is ever going to commit to you. Like, you have enough information to know if they are. Like, how long have you guys been together? Have they ever talked about commitment? Have they hinted at commitment? Like, I feel like is this person still dealing with other people? What is this diversity? I don't know. There's something to do with like multiple plans. Someone has like a lot of plans. At the bottom, we have the Eight of Swords, overthinking. We have the Seven of Pentacles, evaluation, and we have the Star, serenity. Like, whatever this is that you're having to decide on, like, it's whatever brings you the most level of peace. Like, I feel like you have had enough experimenting with whatever this is. Like, you're really overthinking something. Like, it needs to be, like, you can make it really, really simple. Like, let's say you, and I'm not saying that you are, and if you are, there's definitely nothing wrong with it. But let's say you're dating multiple people, right? And you're trying to decide like who is going to be the best partner, long-term partner for you, or who's best for marriage, like what's going to provide you with the best relationship. And it's like, who's bringing you this level, like keeping you balanced. There's something to do with like your equilibrium, right? With this serenity. And in order for this person, like whoever it is, it's like they check off all of the boxes or most of the boxes. And I feel like, I don't know if you're trying to sway the odds in the favor of someone else, because, I don't know. It's like maybe there's one thing that you really like about this person, but if you sit and you think about it, like they don't check off hardly any of the boxes except for that one, and boy, do they check it, right? But dealing with this person, living with this person or this situation is not going to provide you any level of serenity. Financially, you're always going to be worried or confused, or, there's going to be a problem with that. If this person actually deals with multiple people, like that's always going to be something that you're thinking about. Like you need to actually look at all of these options, and you need to make a head over heart decision when it comes to that. And I feel like for some of you guys, you need to act fast, because the best option for you, whether you see it or not, they could definitely be, I'm hearing high honor, like they could be of high honor. And it might be the person that like maybe they're at the bottom of your list, but they're at the top of everyone else's, or this situation, this job, this whatever. So you need to be careful about that before like you end up with, something that looks really, I'm seeing the card from another deck, but it's like all that glitters, right? And the saying is all that glitters isn't gold. And you're looking at something shiny, something that glitters, but that ain't it. That is not gold. It is not golden. Okay. Something is man-made, meaning someone either created some type of persona. If this is a job or something, like someone created, it's like a manufactured environment. And so on the surface, or like when you've gone for this interview or to, visit, it looks warm and inviting, or, something like that, but that's not how it looks every day. I don't know. I feel like something is like what you, you're at risk of choosing something that you like, the way that you always choose something, like settling for the same thing that you always settle for. But if you settle for what you always settle for, you're going to end up with the same type of result. I don't know why someone feels like if they choose the same thing over and over again, maybe, just maybe, like something is going to change or be different. But no, it's just going to be the same thing. Like someone is being, what do they call it? Toxic positivity. No, you need to move on from some way of thinking, or, something that just has never served you. Something has never served you. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Seven of Cups. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, look at that. Wishful thinking. You know what? I feel like if this is a relationship, it doesn't even matter. It could be a job or a business, like something that you are, like whatever it is that you're most excited about or most emotional about, there's some level of like wishful thinking that it's going to serve you or it's going to work out in your favor, but it's lacking when it comes to like something is going to cause a great deal of anxiety for you in the future if you settle for it. And it's not going to be worth it in the end if you look at something, from a more logical perspective, you're going to get everything that you want or everything that you wish for and more. Okay? This is almost like, I don't know, and sorry you guys, I'm hungry, but this is almost like when I say, okay, this is a person, like if it's a relationship, this is a person that one thing on your list is something superficial, like, the person needs to be tall, right? And this person, like, that's the only box that they check. They're tall. You're going to have tall babies. Maybe not. Right? And, but they have no money. They live with their mama. They don't have a job, or like not a stable job, because they're tall. I mean, that's a weird reason to, want someone, but because they're tall, especially if they don't have anything else to provide or to offer, but because they're tall, all of these other women are like all on them, or other men are all on them. I mean, I don't know. Right. But those are people that they are willing to go all out and take care of this person, provide for this person, whatever. Like they're willing to do whatever it takes to have this person in their life, even if it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I feel like. And then you have another person that like they literally check all of your other boxes, but they are average height or they're short. And so you're choosing between the tall person that checks off no boxes and the average or short person that checks off all the other boxes. Like seriously, one superficial box they don't check off. I mean, that's what it feels like. And that it doesn't have to be that for you. But like, if this is a job that like, I don't know, they provide coffee to the employees every morning, right? And so one of your boxes, is something to do with, like they show some type of love or support or, whatever. I don't know. And the way that they interpret that is to give employees coffee every morning, like all the coffee you can drink and, whatever, they get it for free or it's a tax write-off. But they don't pay as much money. It's a toxic work environment. There is no room for growth, or there's no room for you to, be promoted. However, the other job, like, maybe the building is not as sexy and they don't have all the free coffee that because you love coffee. They don't have all the coffee, but you're starting off with a higher salary, or it could be the same salary, but you're guaranteed, they're telling you guaranteed in 3 months you're getting a raise, and then 6 months you're getting another raise, and there is they're telling you about an opening that they feel like you would be actually the best fit for, which is a promotion, and they see you moving up the ranks. But I don't know, you guys don't have coffee every day, I'm being facetious, but it's something like that. Okay, there's something that or you met the boss at the one place with the coffee, and they were really sweet, they were really kind, but it was a mask, it was all for show. And the other place, like, the person was very matter of fact, to the point, but they see potential in you, and they're actually offering you a lot more than what the nice boss that's flittering around, pretending to be someone that they're not. I don't know. I don't know these imaginary bosses, but you get what I'm saying. There's something to do with that. I don't know. Yeah, let's keep going. I need to go and eat because my tummy is really rumbling. Yeah, we have you're being guided. The wisdom or the guidance is for you to step outside of your comfort zone. I just talked about that. Didn't I just talk about that? Like, you are hoping that something works out finally this time, even though you keep picking, like, you're pushing the same button over and over again, and you never try this other button or something, like you keep going for the same type of guy, the same type of job, the same type of clients, and nothing works out in your favor. There's it doesn't work to your benefit, but you keep trying it, when you could at least once, just once. You're being guided to step out of your comfort zone and try something different, and by doing so, what you don't know is that it's going to catapult you ahead, to something else, to something better, to something that you truly want. Okay, yeah, we have following the heart, the Knight of Cups. I'm sorry, yeah, the Knight of Cups. We have following the heart. I feel like you continue to follow your heart. And when you continue to follow your heart, it leads to you, with this Ten of Wands, it leads to burdens. It leads to, you overcommitting to something or someone. I don't know. I'm hearing that there's light at the end of the tunnel, but it comes with you. This is a different tunnel, not the same old tunnel that you keep going through. Pile 3. Oh, geez. Yeah, we have the Nine of Wands. We have the Devil, and then we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like there is a bold new beginning that is definitely waiting for you if you step outside of your comfort zone. But it's like you are holding yourself back because it's almost like that, the devil that right? Like, you are addicted to, I don't want to say you're addicted to punishing yourself or, but it's almost like you can't let go of, we talked about the tall person, tall man or tall woman, you're addicted to them. You just have to have them, even though it crashes and burns and you never get what you want out of it. It's not even satisfying. It's not peaceful, right? You always end up alone or, by yourself. And you're trying to build something, but you can't build something with this persona, with this character, with this situation. You got to do something different. Do something strange. For a little bit of change. And I don't mean money. I mean a change in results. You got to do something strange. You got to step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, what else? Yeah, we have completion here with the contemplation with the Four of Swords. Yeah, you've had enough time to think about whatever this is. Or you're being guided to really think before you make the same mistake over and over again. Yeah. Really think before you burden yourself with something else, with the same thing, right? You're being guided to something new. You deserve something like a fresh connection with this Ace of Cups. And you got to let go of the illusion with that moon card. Let's do another one. Pile 3. Oh, wow. Yeah, we have the King of Cups. There's something to do. King of Cups. Mature love, emotional coldness. I'm telling you, this could be like you continue to pick a situation or a person that they have nothing to offer. Yeah. Emotionally void. I'm seeing like, what's his name? Narcissus or whatever. Where I'm seeing actually the guy in the Moana, the demigod that's kissing his muscles. You're welcome. Yeah. You're dealing with a person that like they're never emotionally, or a situation like it's never going to fulfill your needs. So you're going to have to decide. That's why this is on its side. This is your decision, and you need to act faster. You need to think faster. You need to, make your decision. Do you want something that's not going to fulfill your emotional needs and other needs? Or do you're going to have to make a mature decision for this mature relationship or this mature situation. Okay. But yeah, it's going to take, we have the Strength card. It's going to take some strength. I don't know if someone is gaslighting you or you're gaslighting yourself, that, there is an option or an opportunity for something to work out. If you just, keep trying, keep going, but that's not going to work. Yeah, there we go again. 9 of Cups, wishes coming true. But it's like, yeah. King of Wands, big picture thinking. You're going to have to look at the big picture, the whole picture. Not just like, the right now. I don't know, you're picking a tall person and they're about to shrink anyway. I mean, after they hit a certain age, I know that doesn't really happen much. It does happen some, but not much. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This person is super hot, super attractive, but, after a while of being with them, it never fails. They actually start to look kind of heinous because their personality is ugly or terrible. Their character is ugly or terrible. And after a while, it never fails. Your brain starts to see them as like they're ugly. So like, why even bother? How about try someone that maybe, they're average, or, I don't know, like it's so superficial to me, but like to each his own. But maybe they're average, and after you get to know them, and they have great character, they have a great personality, they're actually going to look quite hot, quite sexy to you. Like, try it the opposite way, go in the opposite direction, try something different. Okay. Let's do. Oh, wow. Yeah. The Magician, and it flew in reverse. All of these are upright, you guys. It flew in reverse on its own. It did it itself. But this is about untapped potential. You're leaving something on the table, or, yeah. Something would be so much better for you, or yeah, valuable resources, valuable opportunities, an opportunity for the best relationship, for the best job, for the best business, you're for the best life or lifestyle, for the best body. Like, you're leaving an opportunity, you're leaving something on the table. Jeez. And that fell on the floor, and it is actually I can't see it. It's reversed. It's upside down. Sorry. It says, I will be tolerant. I feel like someone wants you to just be grateful that, like, they're in your life, or that they give you an opportunity. And see, that's what happens when you deal with superficial people. like, it's great to be confident and to be, you know, take great pride in like your looks and, you know, surface level things. But it's another thing when that person, it's not even about confidence anymore. This is about someone thinks that, you know, you ought to kiss the ground that they walk on because they're tolerating you. Because they feel like you don't have any confidence in yourself. Oh, my bad. Let me take that back. What else? Oh, yeah, we have be kind, forgiving is at the bottom. We have be a good listener and be grateful. If you're not listening to something, there's something that you are not paying attention to, you're not listening. So you're being asked to just pay attention, to focus, to listen to what someone is saying. There's something to do with like being kind to yourself. And really be grateful, not for like some person that has like one box that they check off, but like that you actually have so many opportunities. You have so many options, you have so many opportunities, but there's just like a sense of like, but it's going to be up to you to, you know, pick the right path, to pick the right person, to pick the right job, to, you know, pick the right business, to pick the right clients, to pick the right platform, to pick the right whatever, you know. I don't know if someone's feeling like, you know, oh, I'm just going to give up because, you know, there are no good guys, no good jobs, no good whatever. But no, it's just the ones that you're picking. It's the type that you're picking. I'm here. I ain't got no type. Try something else. Try something different. That's what I'm getting from this. So, yeah, I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching.